Hello, and welcome to this review of the Keeping Up with the Cavendishes historical romance book series by Maya Rodale. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. First up is Lady Bridget's Diary. The Cavendish family consists of a newly inherited duke and his three sisters, all new to England from America. They've all been taken under the wing of their aunt and duchess, learning all the stuffy rules of society. Bridget is the middle sister who seems to want to embrace the rules and try to fit in so that she is not mocked so easily. At her first ball, she meets the charming and handsome Rupert and his super stuffy and cold older brother, Darcy. While it seems that Bridget and Rupert are headed towards courtship, Darcy is the one who cannot stop staring at and thinking about Bridget. Never mind that he's almost engaged to the Ton's latest mean girl, Francesca, who tries to disparage Bridget at every instance. While there's a lot of chaos with the unconventional Cavendish family, we get to see the bickering relationship between Bridget and Darcy turn into something more. This book was a lot of fun to read, with all of its parallels to Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Chasing Lady Amelia is book 2 of the series, takes place during the same timeline as book 1, but it still makes sense to read as a standalone. Amelia is the youngest sister of a new duke, freshly arrived to the Ton from America, where she is constrained by all of the rules of decorum. After a disastrous evening at Almack's and a huge fight with her family, Amelia finds herself wandering the streets at night and then being rescued by a stranger. Alistair is newly back in England after traveling for the past 6 years, summoned by his uncle to woo and marry one of the American girls. It's his lucky day when he realizes that the girl he rescued is the most scandalous of those girls. While Amelia gives a fake name and identity, she and Alistair end up spending the day together seeing all the sights that proper Lady Amelia has not been allowed to do. It's a whirlwind, perfect day that leaves both Amelia and Alistair nearly in love with each other. Except that Alistair has known who she was all along and is starting to feel pretty guilty for deceiving her all day. About half of this book takes place over the course of that one day, but then Amelia goes home and eventually learns about Alistair's true motives. The question is whether he can successfully grovel his way back into her good graces. Lady Claire is All That is book 3 of the series. Now, Claire is more interested in mathematics than suitors, wears her spectacles to balls, and doesn't give much care to her appearance. After Lord Fox has been jilted by his very suitable fiancée, he somehow makes a wager with his friend that he can turn any woman into the darling of the Ton with the right amount of polish. Fox's friend, but really it's his rival, has picked out Claire as the unwitting subject of this bet. This is all pretty much like the movie She's All That, but in Regency era. Claire is obviously super suspicious of the handsome and brawny Fox spending time with her when she purposely repels suitors by talking about math all the time. He even escorts her to math lectures to soften her up. Now, the physical attraction between these two comes on pretty strong, but they're ill suited in terms of personality and interest. And that darn bet is still a conflict waiting to drop. It's Hard Out Here for a Duke is book 4 of the series. James and his sisters are bound for London to take up his new role as Duke, but he enjoys one last night as just James with a beautiful woman he meets at a tavern. Meredith is traveling back to her role as the Duchess's companion when she meets James's eye across that tavern and decides to take this one opportunity for passion before she continues being a proper companion. Of course, they're in for some bad luck when they realize that they are stuck together in the same household with completely disparate social stations and really need to forget their one night stand ever happened. While James struggles with his new role and responsibilities, he's continually tempted by the presence of Meredith and wishes he could give everything up to be with her instead. Meredith is one that's usually sensible and explains to James the ways of the Ton and how their relationship would be completely inappropriate and scandalous. However, all the hints of the relationship between James and Meredith that we've seen from the first 3 books comes into full force in this one, where they have to decide what's really important to them. So overall, this series was really fun to read. All 4 books are very tightly connected, as are the siblings that they feature, with overlapping timelines. They pretty much take place in the same London season, and all 4 siblings find their happily ever afters pretty much in quick succession of each other. There's lots of humor and lots of different events happening while our 4 outsiders learn to navigate their new roles. While it's not necessary to read these in order, it's still a really fun binge read because plot points from one book reappear in other books and you see how they all interrelate. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links to these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.